Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. If you are new here, then welcome. Thank you for tuning in to this channel today. Here on this channel, we are soul family reconnecting here through YouTube, and I say that because we share a similar enough core soul frequency that we have attracted in one another and been able to connect in this way. So thank you for sharing your own beautiful energy and frequency with these readings. And if you would like to tap in your energy more strongly, which often allows me to channel more specifically for you, both here in this video and in future videos as well, then you can do that by subscribing to the channel and liking the video, because these are forms of energy transfer, and that transfer of energy allows me to pick up more strongly on your frequency and channel more specific messages for you. Now, I will say that I do channel many different people, situations, and connections throughout these readings, so always only take what resonates with you personally. At the end of the day, my goal through these readings is really to reconnect you with what your intuition is already speaking to you, because really it's your intuition that is your perfect compass through life that is guiding you. But oftentimes getting that confirmation can help us to hear and more confidently follow that inner guidance. So I am starting by shuffling the Energy Oracle cards deck today. I would love to hear from you in the comments if you do want to let me know how you've been feeling so far this week following the full moon that we had just a few days ago as of when I am posting this reading. So let's go ahead and get started. What does the collective tuned in here to this reading need to know at this time? Okay, so the first card we have is anxiety in the upright position. So I'm picking up something going on with the throat chakra connected with anxiety. For someone listening, you may have felt some anxious thoughts or feelings coming up recently, or perhaps even around the time of the full moon a few days ago, or even just prior to that full moon is what I'm getting for someone listening here. This feeling of anxiety for whoever I'm speaking to may have actually been very subconscious, meaning you may have not really been able to connect why you were feeling this way. I'm getting some sense of like restlessness. This could have even resulted in physical sensations in your body. Specifically, I keep seeing something with the throat. So throat tightness, dryness, physically may have come up for someone around these anxious feelings surfacing from the subconscious. But I'm also picking up that this could mean someone here was anxious regarding some type of communication. So this could be that you wanted to communicate with someone who wasn't reaching out or fully communicating with you. Now, I have to say, I'm picking up for many people listening that this is actually someone you're connected to who is feeling these anxieties about their communication with you or desiring to communicate with you. So it's possible that for someone I'm tapped into here, you are actually subconsciously picking up on the energy that someone is sending you who is very energetically connected to you, who is very concerned about their communication toward you. So wanting to communicate, I'm getting a J name for someone. Yeah, this person is feeling really cut out or somehow emotionally disconnected from your life right now, because we have the sacral chakra card in the reverse position. I'm also picking up that This may be someone that you have been intimately close to in the past who now feels disconnected from you. So this could be someone that you dated in the past. I keep seeing physical touch, so this person might be thinking heavily about any physical interactions that you've had with them in the past. This could be as simple as brushing each other's arms accidentally, and could go all the way up to very intimate physical contact. But I'm picking up that right now, this physical contact isn't taking place, and in fact, even communication may not be taking place between you and this person. Now, again, I keep seeing, by the way, the letters G and J and C, so those could be letters in someone's name. But do keep in mind, of course, whenever I channel very specific words, letters, details, these are typically meant for specific individuals, so don't worry if they don't resonate for you personally. The number 36 may also connect with someone. So, and I keep seeing brown hair as well. Ooh, okay, so we have the yin yang card sitting here in the midway position. So this is my number 1 twin flame card in the deck. I got the name Steven for someone, which tells me that this very well could be a twin flame connection. If not a twin flame, this does feel like a highly spiritual connection, or I'm hearing that your connection to this person serves some kind of deeper level spiritual purpose for the both of you beneath the physical. I'm also getting that this is kind of a bit of a funny side note, but whenever one of you feels something or is going through something, the other one instantaneously picks up on it. For some listening, this may even be like a running joke either in your mind or between the two of you, that when one of you is sick or feeling off or not feeling well, it's almost like the other one is picking up energetically on those symptoms or sensations. You might often reach out to one another if you do communicate, or when you do communicate physically. Sometimes this communication may even happen energetically through dreams or through something much more unconscious. But whenever there is communication between you, whether it's unconscious or conscious 3D communication, it feels like you might check in on each other. And again, it's almost like you have these shared experiences. I'm also picking up on this mutual heartbreak. It feels like there's a mutual longing for one another, but one in this equation seems to be more secretive about this, meaning one person is aware that they're feeling this heartbreak for the other, aware that they're feeling this longing, and they may even be communicating this, whereas the other is more secretive about it. Like if, for example, you listening to this reading are feeling a bit of heartbreak towards this person might be more secretive about the fact that they are feeling that same heartbreak, that same desire to connect. So if this person is feeling that same heartbreak, why aren't they reaching out more or communicating more? So here we have envy in the upright position. Now, I haven't yet been labeling anything here, divine feminine, divine masculine, but if you've been following recent readings here, then you know this envy card comes out a lot when we're tapped into the divine masculine collective right now. And this is because many divine masculines are going through a lot of feelings of unfulfillment, feeling as though something in their life is out of sorts. Now, spiritually, we would say out of alignment, but many of these masculines may not yet use that spiritual terminology. They might just say that something feels off, or something feels like it's missing from their life, or their life feels like it's lacking some kind of meaning to them. So if you've been following recent readings, connecting in with the divine masculine who's been coming through many of these readings, then this reading may resonate for you as well. But here we have the World card in the upright position. So Although in the 3D, this divine masculine, or the masculine coming through here, is feeling a lot of unfulfillment. I'm hearing uncertainty as well, like many things about their life feel uncertain. Some of this uncertainty may be directly related to work. They may be worried about finances or worried about losing their job or something along those lines. I don't know why I'm getting that for someone. I know that won't be for everyone. And I also do want to leave a note here that when I do put these labels on the energies, masculine, feminine, etc., these are literally energetic labels. They aren't meant to exclusively connect with one specific physical person, although you might find that these labels and these messages do connect with someone specific in your life, but you alternatively might find that the messages connect to your internal masculine, your internal feminine, or some kind of experience you're having with another person platonically or romantically, an environment, something out in society, in the world, because these are collective energy trends that we are picking up on and channeling with the collective divine masculine and divine feminine. And of course, we experience those collective trends both externally and internally as well. So I just wanted to make a note of that for anyone especially who might be new to these readings. So here we have the World card. This is a massive card of spiritual expansion. And divine masculine, if there are any masculines listening here or anyone who is resonating with these specific messages, I feel your guides trying to get through a very strong message to you. And it's rare that we channel masculine spirit guide messages, especially in the YouTube readings. Sometimes those come through in our Patreon readings. But I'm feeling this divine masculine spirit guide message that if you've been feeling deeply unfulfilled or lost in current areas of your physical life that also feel stuck, almost as if I'm feeling a lot of uncertainty here, I'm feeling very unfulfilled here, but I also feel I can't move forward. If you've been feeling that in your life, your guides want you to know that the reason you're feeling stuck is because a massive spiritual transformation is happening beneath the surface. And that expansion is actually expanding you, your consciousness, your essence as a spiritual being, and those physical transformations that you're longing for will follow the spiritual expansion. But very often, when we're going through a massive spiritual up-leveling, many 3D areas of our life will feel really stuck, will feel unfulfilling, and yet impossible to move forward or shut down in some way. So I feel someone might take comfort from the message from your guides that those stuck things aren't really stuck. They are radically transforming invisibly, energetically, and through that transformation happening energetically, the physical transformations will flow effortlessly. They will follow effortlessly. So I really hope that message reached you if you needed it. That came through very intensely for someone because at first I felt it may not even be directly relevant to the reading, but the message was very insistent on coming through for someone. So here we have cornucopia reversed, blossoming abundance upright, and goddess of the moon in the reverse position, still on the divine masculine's energy here. So divine masculine, something has been planted or activated within you that is beginning to take root, to germinate like that seed beneath the grounds. However, again, in the physical world, it might feel as though things aren't moving because cornucopia reverse gives me this feeling of hopelessness, this feeling of defeat, of trying to manifest things that aren't coming. But what your guides want you to know is that these things are coming. It's just that at the moment, you are being activated at this deeper level. Those transformations are happening spiritually and soon will show up physically as well. Now, for some of you who are divine feminines here, connected in with a divine masculine in the physical who is going through this process of, let's call it invisible transformation, spiritual transformation that isn't necessarily visible in 3D, but is very real and is very impactful. Some of you might be feeling at times of frustration when there is a focus on the 3D world because, again, these transformations occurring within the masculine are happening beneath the surface, happening invisibly. So what can I channel for any divine feminines who feel frustration coming up around this? Caring connections in the upright position. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to get back to sharing more for the divine masculine, but this caring connections card is holding a lot of powerful energy and a kind of momentum here as it comes up in this reading. I hear a long time coming. I feel that there is some harmonized soulmate connection or relationship that has been a long time coming for you, divine feminine. Now, this could be platonic or romantic. I'm hearing loneliness. The divine feminine I'm channeling here has felt a lot of loneliness for a very long time. By the way, the city named Chicago came out a while ago, so that may resonate with someone. But the energy I'm getting from this Caring Connections card is that you, divine feminine, have done a lot of work recently on yourself energetically to become aligned with the essence of this beautiful, harmonious soulmate relationship. I feel for many this is a romantic connection, although this could be the harmonized and balanced and healed form of a romantic relationship from your past, or it could be someone entirely new. So take that as it connects. So your guides, divine feminine, really want you to know you're in this very beautiful space right now, energetically, when it comes to love. And right as I said that, we have the Sun card coming out in the upright position, but this is sitting on the heart chakra. So you may have been feeling for a long time that it's time for a new chapter, specifically when it comes to love. There may have been things in your love life, or romantically speaking, that created or caused a lot of unhappiness in the past, but you have shifted those dynamics from the inside out by reconnecting inwardly with your worthiness. I see someone painting for some reason, with your worthiness of what you really deserve. So just as the divine masculine has gone through or is going through that activation that was represented by that blossoming abundance card, something that is taking roots, changing beneath the surface, invisibly and yet powerfully. We got the same card for you, divine feminine, but here I see this applying to love and romance for many of you, or at the least to connection, if these are connections that we have been speaking to here. I feel that many of you who are highly intuitive have been sensing that something is pending or something is coming, particularly when it comes to love, relationship, or connection. You may have gone through a period of intense loneliness where you felt very 3D disconnected from others, or specifically 3D alone in love. But lately you've been feeling this shifting because it has been shifting at a deeper level, spiritually, energetically. And again, this is a direct result of inner work that you've been doing on yourself. I keep getting the letters A and R, so those could be in someone's name. I'm also getting the name Carlos for someone. So we have Journey in the reverse position. I just keep picking up this very warm, harmonized, soul-deep connection that is connected to the independent new beginning you're moving into, represented by the Sun card. Someone might literally be spending a lot of time out in the sun. If not, if you do live in an area where you can get out in the sunshine, I'm hearing that this could really recharge you at a deep energetic level and could be really beneficial to you. If you don't live where it is sunny this time of year, then at the least I'm hearing that getting out into nature, really reconnecting with nature, could be so beneficial to you at this time. With man holding a heart in the upright position, wow, so many beautiful, warm, new beginning kinds of cards coming out for you in love right now. This has the feeling of longevity, of settling down, really settling into something with someone and trusting the process and all of that. So what is going on here with this powerful new beginning? I know a lot of these messages for you, Divine Feminine in love, have felt abstract so far, but I'm hoping we can channel into some specifics. So what is this beautiful new beginning here? A result of your expansion, because we have the World card upright. So I'm picking up on this kind of ironic feeling that some Divine Feminines may have had, especially when it comes to love and how that connects with your expansion as a soul. So in the past, many of you Divine Feminines may have actually felt as though because you were connected in with a masculine energy who may have been restrictive, who may have been resisting his own expansion, who may have been unhealed or unawakened in some way. You may have in the past, by the way, this may not be romantic, this could apply to friendship situations and scenarios as well. In the past, you may have felt as though you had to restrict yourself in order to connect, that you had to shrink or dilute yourself in order to be palatable to others, in order to forge connections. Now, for some of you, this may have showed up in platonic situations, generalized social situations. So you may have felt as though, I'm hearing too weird, like your true self was too, really, when I say too weird, what I mean is too far expanded beyond the collective unconsciousness, which then others might label as weird. But it may have felt as though you had gone through this really powerful spiritual awakening and transformation that most people around you weren't going to understand. And so you may have found yourself constantly translating your soul, kind of diluting yourself to get by with others, to be able to socialize. And this became very tiresome. So you may have then gone into more of a hermit mode where you spent a lot of time alone or with a very small inner circle and didn't really open yourself up much to the world. Now, for others, this may apply to love. You may have been connected in with someone in love that made you feel as though you had to restrict or shrink yourself to fit into their box, so to speak, to maintain that 3D connection with this person. For many of you, this may have been a highly spiritual connection, such as a twin flame, but because the counterpart, the divine masculine, in that connection was resisting his own expansion, you may have begun to feel as though you had to shrink yourself or kind of dilute yourself to maintain that 3D connection with that very high level, powerful soul bond, if that makes sense. It's very strange because at one level there may have been a very profound, deeper spiritual purpose to your bond with this other person, but in the physical world you may have found yourself having to kind of shrink back to maintain the connection with them, especially if they were engaging in some kind of karmic patterning, whether it was a karmic partner, a karmic relationship, a karmic pattern of addiction or behavior within themselves. But ultimately, the irony is here, Divine Feminine, what you are now learning is through committing first to your own expansion above all else, all of these other connections are going to fall into place. They are going to rise to meet you. They are going to align with you at that higher vibration that you are beginning to hold and to establish within yourself. So whereas in the past, and I saw the number 2424, you may have shrunk yourself to try and fit into someone else's box, to get along with others, or even to connect with a particular romantic partner from your past. You have now fully committed to your own expansion as a soul above all else. And ironically, committing to your own expansion first is actually opening you up to the most satisfying, beautiful, fulfilling, harmonious connections, both platonically and romantically. I keep hearing like your period of loneliness is over or is about to come to a close, that you are coming into an era where you are going to be able to beautifully connect with others, but from that space of authenticity that you have come into, that you've come back to within yourself. However, I do feel that your expansion may be triggering some kind of masculine from your past who's feeling very disconnected from you at this time. That disconnection is meant to push him into his own inner healing. It's meant to put him with the indecision card at this sort of decision point of his life, because I see with the thinking man upright, or rather it's in the reverse position. It's like your expansion is pushing the divine masculine collective here to release any remnant karmic patterning, karmic energies, and to also release any residual patterns of egoic-based thinking operating from the ego. So again, this is something that your individual choices are so powerful, because Divine Feminine, when you individually choose to continuously expand as a soul, it's not just affecting those that are directly connected in with you more closely on this energetic field of consciousness, those that we call soulmates, your twin flame, those that you regularly interact with. This is also impacting the collective consciousness at large, because I keep seeing it's like you individually, Divine Feminine, choosing to stay in your power, to continuously expand as a soul, regardless of how others might react or respond to that expansion. This is holding the space for others to expand and grow as well, and specifically for the divine masculine collective consciousness to be catalyzed through the ego death portion of this awakening, where they are again releasing those resistant karmic patterns and releasing any residual ego-based patterns as well. Whereas at the same time, Divine Feminine, you have now aligned with this harmonious, beautiful space of connection where you are beginning to magnetize in beautiful, harmonious connections. I'm hearing that some of you might be seeing this in small ways. This could be even in interactions with strangers during your day. Maybe you connect with someone at random and find that you share certain similarities, you're interested in certain things, even certain spiritual things. I'm hearing there's more people like you than you realize. And more of those people are going to be magnetized into your life as you have the courage to hold this higher level of vibration that you've expanded into. Now, in the extended version of the reading, I really want to channel more about this masculine who's been triggered by your growth, Divine Feminine. So I feel for many of you, this is a specific masculine who is being triggered to release karmic patterns, situations, relationships, but also triggered to release certain remnants of their ego-based thinking within themselves, and ultimately pushing them into expansion, but it's also requiring them to make important decisions in their 3D life as well to allow this expansion. So I'll be channeling more on all of that in our extended reading on Patreon. I'll also be channeling more about what the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine here are consciously thinking, feeling, and experiencing, what they're feeling towards one another if you are connecting with these energies as physical beings and people in your life. I will also be channeling higher self messages and spirit guide messages for the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine here as well, and more information on that harmonious, beautiful soul connection, or maybe multiple soul connections that you are attracting in and aligning with Divine Feminine. So all of that is on our beautiful Soul Tribe community on Patreon. If you do feel guided to explore more about those extended Patreon messages, the link to that reading is in the pinned comment and description box under this video. But for now, I am going to be holding one final card from the Rumi Oracle. So This card is Let Love Transform. And I also want to say that this is the number 14 card. The number 14 came out earlier as well when we were channeling that beautiful, harmonious soul connection that you are aligning with Divine Feminine. So that might connect in some way with that earlier message. But let's go ahead and read a little bit from the guidebook here. The spring of love arrives to transform the dust into a garden. The call is heard from the heavens to bid the wings of soul to fly. The sea becomes filled with pearls. The dry land receives the water of life. The stone becomes ruby, and the body becomes all soul. Rumi. Love is my medicine, intelligent medicine. It takes death and makes it a passageway into greater life. What genius is this? A genius that will render anything and everything as a pathway to life. This oracle comes to you as a living spiritual gift. Whether you realize it or not, you have triumphed. You have blossomed, succeeded, cast aside that which was unworthy, and taken up love's way. You are welcomed into this world where love finds a way. What does this mean? It means an avenue for divine fulfillment has been found. You are being given the power for spiritual success. Your heart's yearning shall manifest itself, but you must comply according to the law of love. What does this mean exactly? Do not attach yourself to the form that your resolution and success shall take. Why should we seek to limit love's creative genius thus? No. Instead, trust that it will be magnificent perfection, literally the work of great genius. Detach yourself from expectations of timing. Absolute trust is the best way to adhere to the law of love. Wow, I think that is one of the most beautiful messages we've channeled from the Rumi Oracle Guidebook, which, of course, as I always say, all of these messages and readings are co-creations of each and every one of you who are tuned in here, either now or in the future, because, of course, time doesn't exist at the level of energy. So I want to close this reading by saying thank you to all of you who have shared your own beautiful frequency, your energy with this reading. We are all connected. We are all soul family reconnecting here, and I so appreciate this space we are continuing to create together. If anything from the reading did resonate with you and you'd like to head over with me now to the extended reading on Patreon, I'll be leaving the link to that extended reading in the pinned comment and description box under this video. Otherwise, I am sending you all so much love today, wishing you the most beautiful day, and I will talk to you again in Friday's reading.